All right, can everyone hear me now?
I can hear you.
Great.
Oh, we have 3 viewers, so maybe somebody else can hear you, but I'm going to mute myself.
All right, so thanks everyone. We're excited for our annual climate survey, which will open this year on January 7th, just like last year, and be open for 1 month. And just a reminder that that survey includes a survey for families, a survey for students in grades 3 through 12, and for all of our district staff. So our family survey this year, we'd like to call it the family survey. We thought that parents don't really know what climate is. We thought family was a little bit more inclusive than parent. It's much shorter. We think it should take parents 1 to 5 minutes to do. It's only about 20 questions long. And we piloted it with some parents, and we received some really positive feedback. But we'd really like to increase the number of respondents to the parent survey, or I'm sorry, the family survey. We'd like to get 25% of families at each campus to respond to the survey. So we really need your help to promote that survey. We've created a district plan to market the survey, and I think we're going to do a lot more and be a lot more effective in our district-wide communication. But at the campus level, we still need your help to communicate with your parents about the family survey. The student survey is the same as last year, and just a reminder, it's a census survey where all students in grades 3 through 12 should take the survey. So if you can provide time during the school day when all students in grades 3 through 12 can complete the survey, that's the best way to get the most responses. So whether that be, the best would be sometime during some sort of a class or some sort of during the school day. In addition, for staff, we have the same survey as last year, and we recommend providing time on January 7th during that professional development day, about 20, 30 minutes for staff to respond to the survey. Last year, the campuses who did that, most of the campuses who did that had really great response rates. And a handful of campuses who did not do that didn't have as good a response rates. So if you're interested in getting good response rates, I highly recommend providing time on January 7th. I think it also values teachers' time whenever we do that. If we're going to ask them to do something extra, then we reserve some time for them to do that. And finally, a reminder that all campus staff, we're hoping that all campus staff complete the survey, not just our instructional staff. So that includes front office staff, that includes our custodial staff, things like that. So if you have questions about the family survey, the student survey, or the staff survey, feel free to reach out to myself or Ritu Nayak. Ritu is the coordinator of research and evaluation, and she coordinates the climate survey. Thank you very much, and that's all I have for us, Edie.
Thank you, Dr. Oz. If you'll go to stop screen sharing, I think I can figure out how. Hopefully people are seeing me now. Just a reminder, we do have a Google Doc. It was sent in the email that went out today, and it's also in the title of the YouTube. So if you have questions that you would like to ask, please go ahead and use that Google Doc to do so. I'm going to turn it over now to Daryl Emanuel, our Director of Curriculum, and he's going to share some additional information with you. Daryl?
All right, can you see my screen now?
I see me. Oh, yes, now I can see.
Okay, there we go. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for spending your time with us. I just have a quick announcement as well as why did I just go blank? It's crazy. So a quick announcement starting, and an update. Sorry. So the announcement first is just our kickoff. As we all know that there's new TEKS that will be coming out next school year. But we want to prepare for that implementation going forward right now. So one of the things that we are doing, and I'll get into a timeline a little bit later, but as of Monday, there will be the initial kickoff, which will begin with the video that I'm about to show you, as well as the timeline that I'll share with you afterwards. So this is about 2.5 minutes. I'll play it and Okay, so it's my understanding that the sound of the video was not coming through. So I will link this in the Google Doc so that you have an opportunity to watch it at your own time, also with sound. But the main thing that I wanted to communicate was that this video is a high-level overview of the new teaks, breaking down the new strands and some slight differences between the current standards and those that will be implemented next year. So along with that, we'll share the timeline for the overall project of launching the new ELAR and SLAR teaks. So as you notice, as I mentioned on Monday, the video that I just showed and that will be linked is going to go out to all stakeholders next Monday, as well as the schedule. And then the next 3 dates that are on the infographic show when publications of modules will be released. And if you notice, there are 2 that will be released at each time. And I will go into greater detail about the makeup and the intentional use of those modules after I've completed the timeline. Finally, as we move down to May, we will publish the assessment plan. We didn't want to do that any earlier because we understood that campuses would be preparing for state accountability. So we wanted to wait until after that time to publish any information that had to do with upcoming assessments for the next school year. And then starting in the summer, these 2 icons down here refer to the professional development that will be available for not only campus administrators, but also for teachers, how to utilize the unit plans that are being created, training on the newly adopted instructional materials, and then also given some resources for administrators for look forward as they visit classrooms. So kind of a breakdown on the modules is we have 6 different modules, starting each one dealing with various strands that will be introduced with the new standards. So as you notice, module 1 will be the foundational language skills. Module 2 combines 2 different strands, comprehension and response skills. We have multiple genres. And then in module 4, once again, 2 strands that are combined: author's purpose and composition. And then our last two deal with inquiry and research in Module 5, and then text complexity, which is not a strand, but it is a new idea that's coming with the new TEKS. And the overview of the module, what we were doing is trying to have three components. One is some prep that would happen previously or prior to doing the main module. We see that as the appetizer, how teachers will prep for the module. The main course is the actual learning that will occur. And this is actually the only component that would entail any face-to-face participation, and that's only if the person that is going through the module chooses to do so. And then finally, the dessert is how will teachers apply and reflect on that learning. Okay. So the way that the modules are built are to provide flexibility for a number of different formats. And depending on how teachers or campuses want to utilize these modules, they can be used by individual teachers all the way up to staffs. And that's more particularly if you have an elementary staff where all the teachers need to learn about the new TEKS and you want to give time to that during a staff meeting. That's definitely one way to do that. And then three ways that teachers will have access and be communicated about the modules are the curriculum newsletters. We will utilize the grade level email groups that were created by the district this year. And then finally, they will always have access through the main menu of the ARC. And I will show you where that is located on the next slide. So on the home page of the ARC, at the top, we have our main menu. This link will link directly to Google Classroom, and a code will be provided for teachers, administrators, instructional coach, anyone that wants to access that classroom so that they can have access to the modules. They can go directly there through this link. Right, so the second piece that I wanted to share with y'all was just an update about the Round Rock ISD curriculum listening tour. It has been such a pleasure for us as a department to do that. And so the first thing I wanted to share with y'all were the campuses that we have actually either visited or scheduled to visit as of right now. So we have about 13 elementary campuses and 3 secondary campuses that have utilized this opportunity, and we're always looking for more. And really the biggest thing that I wanted to communicate with you is that we're not just going and listening, we are actually taking that feedback and making action items from that. And as of right now, here are the 3 main action items that have come out of our listening tours that we are embarking on. One, there was a request by a number of the teachers that we sat down with, or principals, for more video resources, and specifically if there's resources or strategies that are being suggested in the ARC for us to give examples of teachers that are effectively utilizing those strategies and resources. Another trend that came out in both elementary and secondary is writing across content area. So although we have some of those resources, we want to make them more explicit in our unit plans, as well as easier to access. And finally is just the continued addition of unit plans in our timelines, and really adding more detail, which includes suggested pacing and suggested instructional resources. And really that has always been a plan of ours. Is just that we have a 3-year plan, and that was a part of year 2. We initially wanted to have an overarching rationale for the unit, a suggested pacing guide and vocabulary that would be used in the unit. But beyond that, what we are building, and some of our content areas are further along, but we should all have these available by the beginning of the next school year, are detailed unit plans that kind of break down the unit into chunks, whether that be days or weeks, and giving particular standards that are addressed with aligned resources that go along with that. If you are interested in your campus being a part of the listening tour, you can either click on the link that has been sent out previously in our newsletter, or you can use the shortened URL at the bottom of this particular slide. And I'll just pause a little bit so that if you access this video later, you can actually have time to type it in. But beyond that, thank you again for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or any of the curriculum personnel, and we are happy to provide any support that we're able to. Thank you, Edie.
Thanks, Daryl. Appreciate your time. I see a few more viewers have joined us, so I just want to let you know we will be sending this out by email. We'll also be uploading it to our Google site. And if you do have any questions, in the link that was emailed earlier today, in the link that was emailed, there is a link to a Google Doc. So if you have any questions, please try to capture those there. Just a minute about what I have to update you on, and I'm just going to hope that it resets. So I did want to share with you all some information and updates about the December 18th and December 20th and February 18th PD days. So on December 20th, the morning was returned to campuses for use, campus use to try to accommodate the educator ethics training. So if you didn't know that, you can use the morning of December 20th for educator ethics training or whatever you need to use it for on your campus. The afternoon, there will be some departments that are holding job-alike meetings. There is a job-alike matrix that's posted on the PD handbook, but I will also send that out when we send the information about the principal hangout out to you all as well. There's only a small number of departments that are planning to meet the afternoon of December 20th. Certainly, we do ask that to the best of your ability that you allow your staff who are meeting to attend. So take a look at that. For February the 18th, it's going to be a learning community designated day. I think most of you have been in contact with your area directors of academics who are working with each of you as campus administrators and the area superintendents to design and deliver professional learning that is aligned to your campus improvement plan, your campus goals, your campus initiatives, and what you all want to focus on. So there's a little bit more information that will be in the document that I share, but that February 18th day is a designated learning community professional learning day. In addition, there will be some departments that are going to be pulling for job-alike as well. That is listed on the same job-alike matrix that is posted to the PD handbook. It'll be after the December chunk, but there are some departments that will be pulling on February the 18th for job-alike. I apologize. Thank you for those of you who were able to join us today. We'll send out the information probably on Monday morning. Certainly, if you have any questions, you can email me, you can email Dr. Osmond, you can email Daryl, and then I do hope you will take the time to view the videos from both Marie Gonzalez and the Fine Arts Department. Thanks so much. I hope you guys have a great Friday, and my apologies for the technical difficulties we were experiencing today. You guys have a great day and a great weekend. Thanks.